Whether you are a strategic manager or an operations director or an HR leader, you are busy. You want to be proactive about your career, but you don't have time for busy work. So today I'm going to show you how to audit your career in 3 steps. I call it my high ROI career health audit. And this is a way for you to set yourself up for success. So whether it's December, April, or September, this is an audit you can take so that you can reach your goal of a job where you will be able to truly thrive. The first step of the audit is the energy and drain inventory. Now, what you want to do is think about all of the high impact projects you do on a routine basis, and I want you to rate it 1 to 10 in 2 categories, and that is impact on the business, and the second is how much it drains you to do this particular activity. And what we want to do is look at your list and try to eliminate the things that have low impact and that highly drain you. Well, why do you want to do that? Well, because you want to put your energy on those activities that are actually going to move the needle, right? And that helps the business, but it also gives you opportunities to do the high impact work that actually engages you. Because that's the type of work that if you're going to change jobs, you're likely want to do. So you want to have impact stories for them. So when you identify those particular activities that are low impact and highly drain you, what you want to do is think about what can I do to potentially get that off my plate, or can I automate the process to make that easier for me? So that could be delegating something to, another person on the team, or it could mean maybe I have something I can do that can make this faster. Maybe I have templates I can put in, or I can partner with somebody, whatever it might be. But from a career perspective, when you can eliminate the low impact, high drain activities from your life, you will be able to make more impact, and that's going to be important for your career. If you are getting clarity and value from this video, I always appreciate a like and subscribe. That way, you'll get more career strategy for mid-career professionals that will make you successful in your job search. The second step in the audit is to define your anchor skill success story. So an anchor skill is the transferable skill that you know that you want to be using in your next position. And that could be things like strategic forecasting or complex stakeholder management or even cross-functional influence. Whatever you think is going to be really important for that next role, we want to start developing stories around using that skill, because then you can demonstrate in a storytelling way that you actually have that skill. So what you're going to do is think about a very impactful project that you had during this past year that you use that anchor skill. And what I want you to do is to think about putting it in the CAR format. So we want to know what the challenge was, the action, and then the result. And the important thing about this is as you are writing it down, you want that action to be around that anchor skill so that you can show that you have gotten results from that. So let's do an example where you are a strategy manager. And the CAR story could be where the action is going to be around forecasting and resource management. So maybe the challenge was market penetration, and you were trying to achieve a certain percentage. Your action is around then your forecasting and your resource allocation. And then the result, hopefully a great one, is going to be the market penetration that you got and the results it had on the business. That is a great way to figure out how to talk about those anchor skills. And you're going to then use that for your resume, for your LinkedIn profile, for your interview, for your networking. It's going to be a powerful story that you can tell to show your anchor skill. The third part of this audit is the 1-hour resume update challenge. Okay, I know you probably haven't looked at that resume for a long time. And this is a great time as you're thinking about your career and what you did in the past 12 months to think about what you need to update on that resume. Now, one of those things that you're going to update is what we talked about in step 2, which is your anchor skill success story. So you want to add that on there, but you also want to think about all the projects that you have done in the past 12 months, and you want to think about what of those projects are going to be of interest to future employers. And now you want to get that on paper. So you want to start putting in your bullet points. Now, this is not an exercise to make it all pretty with formatting. You can do that later. But what this is to get all this information from here onto your resume. You want to think about what are the results. You want to get metrics around those results, so you might have to look those up. And then you want to put that in context. So what were the actions you took? What were the skills that you use that you need to make sure people know about? And then you also want to have the context around it. Maybe the challenges that you faced doing that. Get that on paper now. You will be very glad you did when an opportunity comes to you and they want your resume, and you will have all that information readily available, and all you'll need to do is format that so that it looks pretty for the reader. So there you have it, the 3-step high ROI career health audit. So we are going to identify those things that drain you and think about what you might be able to do differently with regards to them. You'll have defined your anchor skill story, and that can be used in many different ways. And then you will have updated your resume in 1 hour so that it will be ready when somebody wants to see it. This is what you do to make sure you're strategically thinking about your career and getting yourself prepared for whatever is the next step. Now I want to hear from you. Which one of these 3 audit steps are you going to do this week? I'd like to hear about it in the comments.